Do you feel like you've disqualified yourself before the day even begins? That the failures of your past have written a future you're no longer worthy of? What if tonight isn't about rewinding, but releasing? What if shame is the very shadow where grace whispers loudest? Stay with me. This is not where your story ends. This is where mercy begins again. Have you been holding back? Too tired to try again? Too afraid to fail again? What if boldness didn't come from strength, but from stillness? What if grace isn't just what catches you, it's what launches you? Before the sun rises again, breathe in boldness. You're not behind, you're just beginning with God. Every day, you've lived with the echo of something unfinished, a dream abandoned, a step postponed, a calling silenced by shame. That soft whisper, you failed once, don't try again. It's the terror of night, the fear that you're no longer who God can use. But that fear is not from heaven. Psalm 91 declares, "Thou shalt not be afraid, for the terror by night." The night may bring memories, but it does not carry truth. Truth belongs to the one who guards you. This is not the hour of condemnation, it is the hour of covering. Shame has tried to paralyze you at the threshold of your next beginning, but grace doesn't shout at your fear. It stands beside it and whispers, "We'll walk forward anyway." Grace holds your hand, not your resume. You don't need to have it all together to take one sacred step. You only need to stop waiting for fear to disappear before moving forward. Dear Lord, I bring to you what I have buried. Every regret, every delay, every dream I've shelved because I thought I wasn't holy enough to carry it. I confess the silence I've agreed with, the voice of shame that told me I had to be perfect to be chosen. But tonight, I choose truth. I choose to believe that grace is not for the ones who perform, but for the ones who pause long enough to receive it. I'm pausing now, Father. Speak louder than shame. There's a reason the shepherd of Psalm 23 leads even the still soul. Not the striving soul, not the performing soul, the still one. He restoreth my soul. That means he assumes we'll fall short. It means God wrote restoration into your journey from the beginning. So stop punishing yourself for the stumble. The shepherd isn't behind you with shame. He's beside you with strength. Tonight's fear may sound like this: what if I try and fall again? But the answer from heaven is you are not alone if you fall, and you're not forgotten if you stop. God doesn't lead only the ones who got it all right. He leads the honest, the weary, the ones brave enough to be real. There's a stillness tonight that isn't abandonment, it's preparation. In the quiet of this night, grace is rebuilding you, not by fixing everything at once, but by reminding you of who you've always been to God, chosen, protected, and worthy of redemption. Hebrews 4 tells us to come boldly to the throne of grace, not timidly, not with performance, boldly, because grace was never about who earned access, but who dared to trust. You don't have to fix what happened, you just have to follow the voice who never left. And tonight, through this night prayer, God says, I'm not looking at where you've been, I'm standing where you are. Let me lead from here. Let me rebuild, renew, redeem even this. So breathe. Let the lie that says you're not enough slip out with the exhale. That lie cannot stay where Psalm 91 is spoken. This is your covering. This is your permission to rest. Shame is no longer your supervisor. Mercy is, and mercy doesn't keep score. It keeps showing up. It keeps leading you. And it will keep you tonight. Even while you sleep, God says, I am still working. You are not the sum of what didn't get done. You are not the echo of what went wrong. You are a soul being restored, one night prayer at a time. What lie has shame been repeating in your soul? What would it look like to believe that mercy is louder than your past? Can you allow God to lead from where you are, not where you wish you were? Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night. Psalm 91:5. He restoreth my soul. Psalm 23:3, let us come boldly unto the throne of grace. Hebrews 4:16, before you sleep, speak this softly. I release shame. I choose grace. I begin again with God. Then send this night prayer to someone else who's quietly carrying shame. Let mercy multiply. Let healing ripple. Let boldness begin. There is a fear that creeps in when the world quiets down. When the lights dim, the distractions fade, and you're left alone with your thoughts. It doesn't scream. It whispers, what if this never changes? What if I'm stuck like this forever? It's the kind of fear that pretends to be truth. But tonight, truth answers back with power. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night. Psalm 91 wasn't written to inspire souls. God never told you to conquer the darkness alone. He promised to cover you with his wings while you rest. This is not a night of performance. It's a night of presence. You are not being asked to hold yourself together. You are being held. He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler. This isn't spiritual fluff, it's divine reality. Fear loses its grip not when you try harder, but when you surrender to the one who already won. You don't have to fear the night anymore. You only need to remember who walks with you through it. Maybe you've grown used to dreading the night. Maybe it's become the hour when shame shouts louder, when anxiety tightens its grip, when regret steals your breath. But God's message for you tonight is steady and clear. I am not the fear you feel. I am the one silencing it. What makes this moment sacred is not that you've solved your worries, but that you've dared to bring them into God's presence. Dr. Anita Phillips reminds us that healing doesn't begin in strength, it begins in safety, and Psalm 91 is your safety. It is not just a psalm, it is a shield, a declaration, a promise. The most courageous thing you can do tonight is not fight, but trust. Trust is the soil where peace grows, and peace is not passive, it's powerful. God doesn't ask you to be fearless, he asks you to be near, because when you're near to him, even your fears lose their authority. This night is not your prison, it is your invitation to rest in divine protection. Boldness doesn't mean charging into tomorrow with a perfect plan. It means closing your eyes tonight with the confidence that God is already in tomorrow. The road you fear to take, he's already walked it. The burden you still carry, he's already offered to lift it. That person you can't forgive, including yourself, his mercy is already flowing into the cracks of what feels irreparable. Psalm 91 isn't just a blanket of comfort, it's armor for the soul. I will be with you in trouble. That means the trouble in your thoughts, the unrest in your body, the aching silence that keeps you up. But you are not alone in the silence. God is the still, small voice that remains when everything else fades. He doesn't always remove the night, but he always removes the terror from it. So tonight, let go. Lay down what you were never meant to carry past sunset. Breathe in the covering. Whisper, God, I give you the night again. You stand guard, I trust you. Then send this to someone else who fears the night. Let peace be contagious. Let rest be restored. Let faith be rekindled. Guilt has a voice that sounds strangely like your own. It doesn't scream, it murmurs. You should have known better. You wasted too much time. You've missed it. And without realizing it, you begin to narrate your life through its script. But tonight, God interrupts that cycle, not with correction, but with compassion. His message doesn't scold, it whispers with weight. You can begin again, and you don't have to carry guilt with you. Guilt may have followed you into the night, but it cannot follow you into grace. Psalm 91 isn't just protection from the world around you, it's shelter from the condemnation within. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. That's not just poetic language, that's a map, a path back to safety, to stillness, to surrender. What if the most radical act of faith tonight is not to try harder, but to forgive yourself, not because you're ignoring the past, but because God is restoring the future? Grace doesn't wait for you to get it all right before it speaks. It enters while the shame is still loud and says, "This is not your ending. This is your entrance." There's a sacred courage required to believe you're still invited when you've failed, when you've hesitated, when you've stopped believing that your life could carry God's message again. But the cross was never a trophy for the perfect. It was a door for the broken, and it's still open. Pope Leo Cantorus once said, "Grace does not wait for the soul to achieve, only to arrive. So arrive just as you are, with your questions unanswered, with the weight still clinging. Come into this night not as a performer, but as a child returning home. The shepherd of Psalm 23 leads us beside still waters, not because we've earned peace, but because he is peace, and he never stopped being your shepherd, even when you stopped walking. He is not waiting for you to prove yourself. He's inviting you to rest, to breathe, to begin again, not through performance, but through presence. You're not being asked to fix what happened. You're being asked to come close, and closeness is where healing begins. So what if tonight, instead of rehearsing your regrets, you practiced receiving grace? What if you stopped trying to earn the voice of God and simply sat still long enough to hear him say, "I still want you. I still choose you." Isaiah reminds us, "In returning and rest shall you be saved. In quietness and confidence shall be your strength." You don't need a plan tonight. You need permission. Permission to lay the guilt down, to stop defining yourself by what you should have done, and to start remembering who God says you are. You're not dragging guilt into tomorrow. You're burying it in tonight's prayer. Let your breath become your confession, slow, gentle, free. Let this be the night shame loses its hold and mercy reclaims your soul. You are not just forgiven. You are still called, still chosen, still loved. Before you sleep, speak this aloud. I release guilt. I receive grace. I begin again, not alone but with God. Then inhale like someone covered. Exhale like someone free. This is your sacred beginning. There's a voice that haunts the quiet places. It sounds wise, reasonable, even spiritual, but it is not holy. It says, "You had your chance. You failed. Now stay seated while others step into what you forfeited." That voice does not come from the throne. It comes from the pit. It's not truth. It's shame in disguise. And tonight, under the covering of Psalm 91, we silence it. Not with effort, not with excuses, but with divine authority. God's message tonight is not a maybe. It's not a vague comfort, it's a holy reminder. You are still called. You are not disqualified. You are not discarded. You are not forgotten. Psalm 91 wasn't written for the polished or the perfect. It was written for the pursued, for the trembling, for the weary, for the one who thought the story had ended. But heaven never closed the book. Your name is still in the margins. Grace does not wait for you to requalify. It rescues you before you even ask. You don't need to perform to be picked up. You only need to come home. Lisa Bevere says, "Shame speaks fluently in the voice of your past, but grace speaks the native language of heaven." It doesn't rehearse your failures. It redeems them. It doesn't scan your resume, it sees your return. The shepherd of Psalm 23 never lost sight of you, even when you lost sight of yourself. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me, not away from the chaos, but through it. The enemy wants your shame to sound like wisdom, but tonight, heaven wraps you in something louder, mercy that still calls you by name. You are not hiding to survive. You are being held to be sent. God's gifts and callings are without repentance. He hasn't changed his mind. If you've been sitting out, not from rebellion, but from regret, God isn't counting your silence as disobedience. He's calling it an intermission. And now, the curtain rises again, not to expose you, but to restore you. Not to remind you of where you failed, but to reaffirm where you're going. Pope Leo XIV said, "Grace holds your hand, not your accomplishments." So tonight, let grace take yours. You don't need to rehearse apologies to be welcomed. You only need to return. Psalm 91 is not just a shield from harm. It's a signal that you are still under assignment. You are not protected so you can disappear. You are protected because something sacred still lives in you. Let this night strip away every voice that says you missed your chance. Let rest replace regret. Let mercy rewrite your next movement. You are not a side character in someone else's calling. You are a central part of what God still wants to do, even in your delay, even in your doubt. The silence of this night is not absence, it's preparation. And the stillness isn't punishment. It's the holy ground where God begins again. So breathe. Speak this aloud. I am still called. God's mercy marks me and His hand leads me, even in rest. Then surrender every regret into the dark. Let the night carry what grace has already covered, and sleep like someone God still wants, because He does. Before we go deeper into this night's stillness, we pause, not to escape the world, but to embrace it through intercession. There are souls tonight who will not rest in quiet rooms or safe homes. Children whose lullabies are sirens, not songs. Mothers shielding their babies under shattered ceilings. Fathers whispering prayers they hope aren't the last. This world holds heartbreak too deep for headlines, and while we rest under the wings of Psalm 91, we do not close our eyes to suffering. We open our hearts, so we pray. God of mercy, tonight we bring you the cries that go unheard, the wounded, the displaced, the terrified. You who never slumbers, be their refuge. Wrap the unseen in your feathers, shield the innocent from evil. Send angels to the places where darkness tries to consume. Where hatred has stolen, restore. Where grief has silenced, let peace speak louder. Let this night prayer extend beyond our bedsides and stretch as a covering at whispered, "You are not forgotten." God, let your justice roll, your compassion surround, and your spirit remain. Now breathe. With that sacred intercession released, return to the quiet place within your own soul, the space where fatigue meets faith and where your own unspoken ache lives beside your unrelenting hope. You may be carrying burdens no one sees. You may feel like you've been walking through the days, numb, drained, worn from trying again, but still you care. You still show up. You still pray. Why? Because God planted something eternal in you. The enemy's goal was not just exhaustion, it was erasure. But he failed, because in the place where you thought nothing remained, there is still a flicker, the flame of grace. Not loud, not demanding, but steady. It has never left. It's been waiting for stillness, for surrender. Psalm 91 says you are under His wings. And that includes the bruised parts, and the questions, the silent grief, the ache that words don't reach. Every part of you is covered, not because you've earned protection, but because love never stopped claiming you. There is no fear too loud for the stillness of God's voice, no pain too buried for His presence to unearth and hold. Isaiah 30:15 reminds us, "In quietness and confidence shall be your strength." Quietness isn't weakness, it's a weapon. It doesn't mean passivity, it means posture. A holy leaning into God's arms. It's where striving surrenders, where rest replaces pressure, where you let the shepherd lead without forcing yourself to run. Putting pressure on others to win or to support your will is insane to me. One reason for that. In a powerful way, pressure releases us to win without forcing yourself to run. He doesn't rush you. He doesn't demand resolve before He walks with you. He only asks, "Let me walk with you tonight. Let me carry what's been crushing you." You do not need to be ready to rise. You only need to be willing to be carried. Maybe you feel like time has left you behind, like there's too much damage, too many delays. But what if tonight isn't about reclaiming lost years, but reclaiming the you within those years? Leo the cat's Corda said, "It is not time that restores the soul, it is presence. And his presence is here, in the breath you just took, in the ache you just acknowledged, in the choice to pray, even when you feel empty. This is not the end, this is the beginning of again. So when your soul whispers, 'Can I still rise?' heaven responds not with noise, but with quiet certainty. You already are." There comes a moment, often when the world has gone quiet and your mind won't, when the past tries to speak louder than the promise. It comes like a whisper, but carries the weight of regret. You should have done better. You missed your chance. You ruined what was good. These words don't just sting. They narrate, trying to convince you that your mistakes are your identity. But that voice is not your shepherd's. Psalm 23 interrupts it with truth. "He leadeth me beside still waters. He restoreth my soul." God doesn't guide you backward into shame. He leads you forward into healing. And tonight, grace speaks the final word. Not guilt, not replayed regrets, not what you wish you'd said or done. Grace says, "This is not who you are. This is who I was shaping on your way to who I've called you to be." Shame may have settled into your silence, becoming background noise while you sleep. But tonight, this prayer becomes your soul's reset. Healing doesn't mean erasing what happened. It means trusting God with what's ahead, and what's ahead is not canceled by what's behind. The voice of grace is clear in this stillness. "You are still mine. I have not revoked my promise. I am not ashamed of you." T.D. Jakes said, "God doesn't waste wounds. He uses them as keys." So if you're limping, it means you survived. That limp isn't your shame, it's your testimony. It says, "I lived. I kept walking. God kept me." Psalm 91 offers a shelter no memory can steal. "Because thou hast made the Lord thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee." That includes the evil of self-condemnation. You are not just forgiven, you are being reformed. You are not just sleeping, you are surrendering the false identity that shame tried to create. God's message for you tonight is not about fixing yourself. It's about releasing the story that says you're unworthy. He knows everything, and He still chose you. Not because of your record, but because of His redemption. That's what makes Him God. He builds futures on grace, not perfection. Let grace be the loudest voice. Let it echo through your breath. Let it become your pillow and your peace. You don't have to fight your way back into His arms. You never left them. This night is not a closing. It's a clearing, a holy space where regret ends and mercy begins. You are not the worst thing you've done. You are the one God is still walking with. Not in spite of your past, but even through it. Let tonight mark a new rhythm. Not of striving, but of surrender. Not of silence, but of restoration. This is the night shame's voice fades. This is the night grace sings you to sleep. You are still His. And He is still faithful. Somewhere along the way, maybe without realizing it, you started believing that to walk in God's will you had to be flawless, that every prayer had to be eloquent, that every emotion had to be stable, that faith meant having no questions. But that belief didn't come from the shepherd. It came from pressure, and pressure is not your shepherd. Peace is. Psalm 23 pulls us back into truth. "He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul." Restoration isn't found in perfection. It's found in presence. God is not waiting for your performance to impress Him. He's waiting for your honesty to invite Him. You don't have to be polished to be loved. You don't have to be strong to be safe. You just have to be present, right here, right now, with the God who already knows and still draws near. Perfectionism is a subtle thief. It wears the mask of discipline but moves with fear. Fear that you'll lose favor if you falter. Fear that your flaws will push God away. Fear that if you're not strong enough, God will choose someone else. But tonight, hear this. God never asked you for perfection. He asked for permission. Permission to walk with you through uncertainty. Permission to sit beside you in sorrow. Permission to carry you when your strength runs out. Isaiah 30:15 reminds us, "In quietness and confidence shall be your strength," not in polished prayers or spiritual performance. Just quiet trust that God is with you in the messy middle, in the questions, in the moments that don't look holy, but are. To breathe. Inhale peace, exhale pressure. Let Psalm 91 become your resting place. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. You weren't meant to sleep under the weight of performance. You were designed to rest under divine protection, even when your thoughts are restless, even when your soul aches, even when your prayers feel like they fall flat. That's where the shepherd meets you, not at the peak of spiritual success, but in the valley of honesty. He walks beside you at your pace. He never rushes your restoration. He only asks that you stop pretending and start resting. Pope Leo the Captain once said, "The rhythm of grace beats slower than human expectation, but it beats truer." And tonight, that rhythm calls you out of striving and into stillness. It invites you to trade pretense for peace, performance for presence. Let this be your prayer. Not polished, not perfect, but real. God, I release perfection. I receive peace. I trust you with all that I am, not all that I pretend to be. And with that, let your body relax. Let your mind soften. Let your soul settle into safety. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are not forgotten. You are becoming, and God is already here, holding you in the now. Where have you unknowingly tied perfection to being worthy of God's presence? How would your relationship with God shift if you let Him hold you as you are? What would it mean to trust God even before you feel ready? He leadeth me beside the still waters. Psalm 23:2, under His wings shalt thou trust. Psalm 91:4, in quietness and confidence shall be your strength. Isaiah 30:15, whisper this before sleep. God, I release perfection. I receive peace. I trust you with all that I am, not all that I pretend to be. Then lay down the burden of proving anything. You were never called to perform your way into grace. You were simply invited to receive it. And tonight, you are already held. There is a kind of courage the world rarely sees. It doesn't roar, post, or announce itself. It simply exhales. It whispers, "I'll try again tomorrow." That quiet, sacred courage, the Spirit-led kind, is what God is giving you tonight. You may not have asked for it, but your soul has been longing for it. Not the courage to fight, but the courage to rest. Psalm 91 promises, "Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night." That is not wishful thinking, it's divine assurance. Tonight, fear does not own your sleep, peace does. Not because everything is solved, but because you no longer need to solve it alone. God has already gone ahead of your worry, stationed angels over tomorrow, and poured grace into the hour you haven't lived yet. You are not falling asleep as someone who failed. You are lying down as a beloved child, returning to safety. God's message tonight isn't about becoming fearless. It's about surrendering the need to carry what was never yours. You were never called to be God. You were called to trust Him. And trust doesn't mean having all the answers. It means resting in the arms of the one who does. Dr. Anita Phillips reminds us that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's letting fear pass through without building a home in you. So tonight, let fear pass, not because you conquered it, but because you refused to let it stay. You don't need to be louder than fear. You just need to stop giving it your address. Maybe the enemy whispered, "You're not ready. You've changed too much. You've missed your chance." But courage isn't rooted in who you were. It's rooted in who God is with you right now. Psalm 23 doesn't promise perfect paths, it promises presence. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. You're not walking alone, you're walking with the shepherd who comforts, not condemns. His rod and his staff don't rush you, they steady you. They guide you through the shadows without shame. And maybe what you thought you needed tonight wasn't a breakthrough, it was a benediction, a holy pause, a covering spoken over your exhaustion, a sacred moment where courage could be restored, not by trying harder, but by trusting deeper. This is where boldness is born, in the stillness between surrender and sleep, in the quiet whisper, God, I can't see the way, but I trust you to lead. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. So don't chase resolution, chase presence, and you will find it. God is already here. He's not looking for polished strength. He's looking for your yes. Under his wings shalt thou trust. Psalm 91:4. Let that truth be your pillow tonight. Let it cover your doubts, hush your fears, and cradle you into rest. You don't need to be fearless to be faithful. You just need to let go. The courage you didn't know you needed has already arrived, quiet, calm, and what fear has tried to rent space in your thoughts and emotions tonight? How did courage show up in a quiet, unseen way in your day? Where is God gently asking you to release control and trust him more deeply? Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night. Psalm 91:5. Their rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Psalm 23:4. Fear not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. Isaiah 41:10. Before you close your eyes, speak this aloud. God, thank you for courage that doesn't need to shout. I receive the strength to rest in your love. Then surrender to sleep, not as an escape, but as worship. You are not weak for needing rest. You are wise for receiving it. And in that wisdom, your soul is growing strong. There comes a night when the mask is too heavy, when pretending to be okay is more exhausting than the truth, when I'm fine no longer works as a lullaby. And if tonight is that night for you, you're not failing, you're finally arriving. Because healing doesn't begin at the moment of strength. It begins with honesty, not the kind that tries to impress God, but the kind that lets him in. Psalm 91 says, He shall deliver thee from the noisome pestilence. And sometimes the real pestilence isn't around you, it's inside. The noise of shame, the inner performance, the silent ache you've been told to hide. But God doesn't flinch at your truth. He draws near to it. God's message tonight is quiet and powerful. You don't have to hide your wounds to be healed. You don't have to hold your breath or put yourself together. This night prayer isn't a performance, it's a return to sacred ground where your pain is not a problem, but a doorway. Where your silence isn't shame, it's space for God to whisper. Psalm 23 reminds us, He anointeth my head with oil, not after the storm, not after the wounds are clean, but right there in the valley, in the uncertainty, in the ache. The shepherd doesn't wait for you to be strong. He anoints your weakness. He blesses your honesty. He meets you in the middle, not after the miracle, but before it. Maybe no one else has seen what you've carried. Maybe even you forgot how long you've been performing your strength. But tonight, you don't have to fake it. You can fall apart, you can cry, you can whisper prayers that sound more like sighs, because in the unraveling, God begins the rebuilding. Lisa Bevere said, God cannot heal who you pretend to be. He can only heal who you really are. So come as you are. Tired, afraid, unsure, let your honesty be your offering. Let your brokenness become your breakthrough. Say it out loud if you can. God, I'm tired. God, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know how to begin again. That's not weakness. That's sacred access. That's how healing starts. Psalm 91 isn't just about divine protection. It's divine permission. Permission to be fully seen and fully loved. That's what healing really feels like. Not a fix, but a faithful presence. not quick, but holy. And that holiness is wrapping around you now, in your quiet, in your questions, in your confession. Let this be your turning point, not because everything is solved, but because you stopped pretending it doesn't hurt. God does his deepest work not in your pride, but in your permission. And tonight, you've given him that. You've stopped hiding. You've chosen to be known. And in being known, you are already being made whole. What pain have you masked for so long that even you forgot it needed healing? How might honesty, just for tonight, become the first step to rest? What would change if you believed that God sees your truth and chooses to stay? Less shall deliver thee from the noisome pestilence. Psalm 91:3. Mark 3. He restoreth my soul. Psalm 23:3. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Whisper before sleep, God, I'm done pretending. I give you my whole truth. Heal me where I've never let you touch. Then let silence be your sanctuary. Let breath be your confession. Let presence be your peace. You don't need to be fixed to be loved. You only need to be real. Healing has already begun. Delay can play tricks on your heart. It makes you squint at your own faith, whispering things like, if it hasn't happened yet, maybe it never will. It distorts hope into hesitation, turning stillness into shame. But tonight, God speaks a louder word. His message is not rejection. It is reassurance, not absence, but presence. In the delay, he is not denying you, he is developing you. Not punishing, but preparing. Psalm 91 reminds us with divine clarity, he shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. The weight you resented may actually be the wings that protected you. Silence does not equal disqualification. Stillness does not mean God stopped moving. Delay is not a divine shrug, it's a strategic pause. And tonight God says to your soul, this delay was not denial. It was me, guarding you from what you couldn't see and guiding you toward what I've always known you needed. Psalm 23 declares, he leadeth me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. That means the path you're on, detours and all, is still covered in purpose, still shaped by covenant, still being used for his glory. There's a sacred kind of courage in waiting. Not the kind that shouts, the kind that whispers, even in this, I will trust. Pope Leo the Cavarith once said, the soul that waits with hope walks faster than the one that runs with doubt. And maybe that's what this night prayer is about. Not speeding up your journey, but slowing down your fear. You don't have to chase God's will like it's slipping away. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not falling behind. You are simply being refined by time. His time. Romans 8:28 still sings over your delay. All things work together for good. All things. Not just the open doors. Not just the prayers answered quickly. All things, including the silence, including the ache, including the days that felt like they disappeared with no fruit. You have not been abandoned. You've been anchored. Anchored in timing you didn't choose, but grace you cannot lose. So tonight, let go of the timeline that torments you. Let go of the pressure to prove your progress. Let go of the thought that you've missed something irrevocable. You are not waiting because God forgot. You are waiting because God is faithful. He is folding goodness into your pause. And your rest tonight, it becomes a sacred declaration. Even now, I believe you are working. You don't need the breakthrough to trust. You only need the breath giver. And he's already here. Where have you mistaken God's holy pause for his rejection? What hidden gifts have been growing in your delay? How would it shift your spirit if you saw this season as a sacred preparation instead of a setback? Help shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. Psalm 91:111. Leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Psalm 23:3. All things work together for good to them that love God. Romans 8:28. As your head touches the pillow, speak this aloud. God, I trust you with my timing. I release the fear of being behind. I am not delayed. I am in your hands. Then close your eyes as a sacred act of surrender. Let rest become your agreement with heaven's timing. You are not late. You are right on time in the heart of God. There's a silent ache that doesn't erupt. It lingers. It's not loud, but it's deep. It's the slow burning grief of watching others move forward while you feel stuck in place. Everyone else is growing, glowing, going, whispers the inner voice. Why am I still here? You scroll, you smile for them, you celebrate outwardly, but inwardly a soft doubt settles. Was I forgotten? But the shepherd's voice cuts through that fog, not with a shout, but with a truth as steady as sunrise. You are not behind. You are being led differently. Psalm 23 does not say he drives me. It says he leadeth me. And he leads at the pace of your healing, not the pace of your timeline, not the rhythm of their milestones. God doesn't rush souls, he restores them. And restoration always takes more time than recognition. Pope Leo the Kirisort once wrote, "The soul is not late when it walks with God, it simply moves at heaven's rhythm." And that rhythm may feel slow to you, but it is sure, it is sovereign, it is sacred. Psalm 91 echoes the shepherd's heart. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His wings do not push, they protect. They do not pressure, they pull you close. So tonight, release the lie that stillness is failure, that waiting is weakness. You are not behind. You are beneath his wing, and there's no safer place to grow. Perhaps the pace of others stings because their steps look clear, cleaner, or celebrated, but what if you saw their momentum without seeing their pressure? What if their pace is hiding pain? What if their race is moving fast toward burnout while yours is being rooted for breakthrough? You are not being punished, you are being prepared. And what God prepares in private, he uses in power. Your path is not forgotten, it's being formed in divine detail. Psalm 23's green pastures were not symbolic of progress, they were invitations to peace. That's where he's leading you. Into the peace that quiets comparison, the peace that hushes insecurity, the peace that reminds you you are not behind, you are becoming. Heaven has no stopwatch over your life. God isn't counting steps, he's counting surrender. And tonight's surrender is this: trusting that slow doesn't mean stuck. Covered doesn't mean overlooked. The God who rained manna in a desert isn't suddenly stingy with his provision. You haven't missed your portion. You haven't been skipped. The shepherd who knows your name also knows your pace. And if it feels like others are moving faster, remember this: rushing ahead of grace can cost more than waiting within it. You, however, are being readied, and readiness is not revealed in speed, it's revealed in stillness. Where have you silently felt like you're falling behind in life or faith? What emotions rise up when you see others moving forward? And how can you release them to God? What would it look like to honor your journey, even if it's slower than expected? Leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Psalm 23:3. Shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. Psalm 91:4. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. The battle of as you lay down, whisper this aloud: God, I trust your pace. I lay down the lie that I'm behind. Lead me in peace. Let your exhale be the sound of surrender. Let your stillness be worship. You are not late. You are led. You are not overlooked. You are under wings. You are not behind. You are becoming at God's perfect pace. Shame is subtle. It doesn't shout, it whispers. It doesn't crash in, it creeps. Just as you try to settle into sleep, it emerges. You should have done more. You weren't enough. You don't deserve rest. It drapes itself across your thoughts like a heavy blanket, convincing you that peace is a prize you haven't earned. But God's message for you tonight slices through that lie with mercy like a blade of light. You are not your mistakes, you are mine, and I give my beloved rest. Psalm 91 isn't just about protection from enemies outside. It's about deliverance from the torment within. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. And tonight, that truth stands between you and shame. Shame is a false prophet. Mercy is the true word. And tonight, God says, you don't have to rehearse your failures to fall asleep. You are already forgiven. You are already covered. There's a holy decision that happens in the quiet just before sleep. What will you lie down with? Will you let shame become your pillow, stuffing your silence with regret? Or will you choose to meditate on mercy? Psalm 23 ends not in uncertainty, but in sacred assurance. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Even this one, even this messy, imperfect, not what you planned day. And mercy doesn't trail behind with critique. It walks with you, and it waits at your bedside like a faithful friend, whispering, rest. I've got you. The shepherd is not measuring your productivity. He's not asking for resolutions. He's offering rest in the middle of the ache. He anoints your head, not after the fight, but during it. And in that anointing, shame loses its script. Lisa Bevere once said, shame is a prison with no door, only the illusion of one. But mercy holds the key, and tonight God presses it gently into your palm, not because you got it all right, but because His love never gets it wrong. Meditation doesn't always mean silence. Sometimes it means letting truth circle your heart until it finally sinks in. So let this be your truth tonight. There is no condemnation for those who are in Christ. Romans 8:1. Surely mercy is still with me. God is still with me. Let those words become breath. Let them become your rhythm. Let them replace every lie with a lullaby. You are not your shame. You are not your history. You are not what happened. You are who God holds. You are His beloved. Even now, especially now. What shame has been trying to lay claim to your rest? What truth could you repeat tonight until mercy feels real again? I'm promised to continue to do what I can to provide the best mercy possible. How would your soul shift if you believed God's love is louder than your guilt? His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Psalm 91:4. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Psalm 23:6. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus. Romans 8:1. Before your head meets the pillow, whisper this softly. God, I lay down shame. I pick up mercy. I am safe to rest in your truth. Then let your final breath be soaked, not in self-critique, but in compassion. You are not your failure. You are forgiven. You are not falling apart. You are falling into grace. Let mercy cover you. Let love hold you. Let God give you sleep. There is a quiet kind of courage that doesn't always get applause. It's not loud. It's not visible. It's the sacred resilience of the believer who still trusts, even when sleep won't come, even when heaven feels silent, even when the answers haven't arrived. That believer is you, the one who prays through pacing, who breathes scripture like medicine, who clings to Psalm 91 not as poetry, but as survival. And God sees you, not as fragile, but as faithful. You are not restless because you lack belief. You are restless because you long for Him. And that longing is not weakness, it's worship. God's message tonight is not wrapped in rebuke, it's draped in kindness. I am not waiting for you to calm down to come close. I am already here. You don't need to be still to be held. You don't need to be asleep to be secure. He's with you in the restlessness, not watching from a distance, whispering from within. Psalm 23 doesn't command you to lie down. It promises that He will make you rest. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. That's not pressure, it's provision. When your body cannot sleep and your thoughts refuse silence, God doesn't sigh in disappointment. He gently lays peace over you like a blanket. Not earned, not forced, just given. Dr. Anita Phillips once shared that anxiety isn't faithlessness. It's the body's alarm when the soul has been holding too much for too long. And maybe tonight isn't about fixing the fear. Maybe it's about releasing what never belonged on your shoulders to begin with. Psalm 91 says, "You will not fear the terror by night." That's not denial of fear, it's deliverance from its power. Even if the fear visits, it doesn't get to rule anymore. You're not foolish for still believing. You're not naive for whispering hope in the dark. You are walking in holy endurance, because faith that prays while sleep delays is sacred. Faith that says, "God, I still believe," even when peace feels just out of reach. That's the kind of faith that moves heaven, and heaven is already moving toward you. The shepherd doesn't avoid restless sheep. He comes closer, he draws near, he sings peace even before it's felt. And while your eyes remain open, know this: mercy is still awake. Grace is still on guard. Love has not taken its hand off you. If sleep escapes you, let stillness find you. Let surrender hold you. You are not alone, you are kept. What burdens have followed you into the night, making rest hard to receive? How does it feel to know that faith exists, even in your sleepless moments? What would surrender look like right now? Not as a solution, but as a softening. Maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Psalm 23:2. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night. Psalm 91:5. Casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. 1 Peter 5:7. Whisper this softly as your body loosens. God, I still believe. Even in the restless hours, hold me in the mystery of mercy. Then let your breath become your confession. You don't have to fall asleep to be faithful. You don't have to be quiet to be covered. Just let yourself be loved. That's where healing begins. That's where sleep will find you. Healing patience, sleeping fright. Sleep with patience, sleep with faith. There's a lie that doesn't shout, it settles. A slow whisper that wraps around your weary heart and says you are what hurt you. The betrayal, the failure, the loss that caught you off guard, the silence that followed. Over time, it begins to rewrite your name, to edit your identity, until pain becomes your lens and not your past. But tonight, God breaks that lie with a truth as fierce as love itself. You are not the wound, you are the one I am healing. Psalm 91 doesn't promise the arrows won't fly, it promises they won't finish you. He shall deliver thee, he shall cover thee, he shall be thy refuge. These aren't poetic flourishes. They are declarations, spiritual armor whispered by a God who sees exactly where you've been pierced and still says, "You're mine." Psalm 23 reveals something equally sacred. The shepherd does not avoid the valley, he enters it. And he doesn't wait for the unbroken. He walks with the ones limping, the ones whose hearts still tremble when they trust again. He isn't afraid of your scars, he anoints them. He doesn't minimize your pain, he restores you within it. Pope Leo XII wrote, "What wounds you may shape you, but only grace defines you." And grace is still shaping you, not as a product of trauma, but as a vessel of redemption. The moment that tried to define you, it doesn't get the last word, God does. And his word over you is not damaged, it's beloved, it's protected, it's in progress, but held. You may carry memories, but you don't carry shame. You may have walked through shadows, but you're not defined by darkness. God's mercy rewrites the script every time shame tries to narrate your worth. And tonight, as your head finds the pillow, heaven leans close. Not to remind you of what broke, but to remind you of what's still being built. You are not your worst day. You are not what they did to you. You are not the sum of what you lost. You are what God is restoring. Psalm 91 and Psalm 23 meet in the same promise: presence in pain, protection in process. The valley was not the end. The silence was not abandonment. It was space for God to whisper identity back into you. Identity that says, you are whole, even while healing. You are strong, even while soft. You are loved, even while longing. So tonight, let that truth become your rest. You don't have to resolve everything. You only need to release what shame tried to claim. Let your soul fall asleep knowing you are more than what broke you. You are being rebuilt by a God who never wastes pain, never forgets promises, and never stops calling you by your true name. What wound or season has tried to rename you in your own heart? How does it feel to imagine God defining you by grace instead of brokenness? What would it mean to believe that healing is already underway, even if it's slow? His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Psalm 91:4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Psalm 23:4. And I will restore to you the years that the locust hath eaten. Joel 2:25. Before sleep wraps around you, speak this gently over yourself. God, I am more than what broke me. You define me, not my past. I trust your healing. Then, loosen your grip on the old story. Let mercy write the next chapter, a chapter of tenderness, of truth, of rest. One that begins tonight, in the quiet, in the dark, in the arms of the one who never stopped calling you whole. There's a sacred whisper drifting through this night, not loud, not forceful, but tender and sure. Let go. Let go of trying to make sense of what broke. Let go of needing every answer before you move forward. Let go of the fear that beginning again is too risky, too soon, too much. God's message for you tonight isn't a demand. It's an invitation laced in mercy. You're safe now. You're safe to begin again, and not because the pain vanished, but because you're not facing it alone. Psalm 91 doesn't just guard your body, it guards your soul. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. You are not standing in a storm without shelter. You are tucked beneath the wing of a Father who says, you don't need to understand, you only need to lean. You've spent long nights circling the same questions. What could I have done differently? Why did they leave? Why did it happen like that? But God isn't asking for closure. He's offering a table, a place prepared not when you're finished grieving, but in the middle of it. Psalm 23 doesn't say, after your enemies are gone. It says, he prepareth a table before me in their presence, which means the beginning you're longing for doesn't have to wait for perfection. It just needs presence, and his presence is already here. Letting go isn't failure, it's faith. It's not giving up, it's giving over. Over to a God who never drops what we place in his hands. Dr. Anita Phillips reminds us that surrender is the first language of healing. So tonight, your surrender becomes your strength. Your breath becomes your prayer. Your loosened grip becomes the gateway to rest. The lie says, hold it together until it makes sense. But God says, let go, and I'll restore what you never could. Restoration doesn't come through control. It comes through trust. Pope Leo the Cavalier wrote, when the soul lets go, the hands of God take hold, and his hands are already reaching for yours, ready to carry the weight, ready to hold the heartbreak, ready to build beauty from what feels like ashes. Tonight is not a closing chapter. It's the turning of a holy page, the exhale before resurrection, the moment your soul is allowed to stop striving and simply be still, still enough to feel mercy move, still enough to let grace begin again. You are not starting from scratch. You are starting from beloved, from covered, from held. This isn't just sleep. It's sacred surrender. a quiet yes to the God who still makes all things new. What memory or burden are you still trying to hold that needs to be released? What would it feel like to begin again, not alone, but with God beside you? What fear needs to loosen tonight so peace can enter in its place? Under his wings shalt thou trust. Psalm 91:4. He prepareth a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Psalm 23:5. Behold, I make all things new. Revelation 21:5. Before sleep covers your body, whisper this aloud. God, I release what I cannot fix. I receive what I cannot earn. Your peace, I am safe to begin again. Then breathe in that surrender. Let it unclench your fists, soften your soul, and prepare the ground of your heart for something new. You are safe. You are seen. You are starting again. And this time, you're starting held. There is a courage within you, quiet, steady, sacred, not the kind that wins applause, not the kind that marches forward with certainty, but the kind that remains, even after you've been shaken. Maybe you've forgotten it. That's okay. Pain has a way of pushing bravery below the surface. Disappointment dims what once burned bright, but God hasn't forgotten. He sees what still flickers beneath the ache. And tonight, he isn't asking you to muster more strength. He's breathing life into the courage that never truly left. Be strong and of a good courage, for the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest, even in the sleepless hours, even in the questions, even when you feel unqualified to face what's next. Courage isn't about the absence of fear. It's about trusting the presence of God. Psalm 91 wasn't written for the confident of God, for the one who says, I'm not ready, and hears heaven respond, you don't have to be, because I already am, shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. Psalm 91:11. That means even the path you've been dreading has already been prepared. The place that feels too heavy? Surrounded. The conversation that scares you? Surrounded. The weakness that made you think you're not cut out for this? Surrounded. Your courage hasn't been lost. It's only been waiting for this moment, for this breath, for this covering of mercy to remind it how to rise. Psalm 23 adds its own layer of assurance. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Anointing isn't just a symbol, it's a spiritual equipping, a declaration that God has chosen you. Still, not after the healing, not once you've proven yourself, now, in this very breath. And what follows anointing? Overflow. That means you're not only being restored, you're being prepared to pour out again. But that preparation doesn't begin in pressure. It begins in rest. Rest isn't the opposite of courage. It's where courage is rebuilt. Dr. Anita Phillips reminds us that emotional safety is what makes bravery sustainable. And what could be safer than being wrapped in the wings of a faithful God? This isn't about getting everything right. It's about trusting the one who's never gotten you wrong. Pope Leo XIV wrote, when the soul remembers who it belongs to, it remembers how to rise. You, beloved, belong to God, and he is not rebuilding you in shame. He is rebuilding you in grace, piece by piece, layer by layer, not to make you perform, but to make you whole. Courage doesn't start with motion, it starts with memory. You've been here before, and God met you then, he'll meet you now. So tonight, stop waiting to feel brave. Let this night prayer remind you, you already are. Not because your heart is loud, but because your faith is alive. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's the whisper that chooses to trust anyway, one breath at a time. Where have you confused being tired with being unqualified? In what hidden places has God already been planting courage, even if you haven't seen it yet? What gentle step of trust can you take tonight, even if it's just letting go? Shall give his angels charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. Psalm 91:11. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Psalm 23:5. Be strong and of a good courage, for the Lord thy God is with thee. Joshua 1:9. As you lie down, speak this aloud. God, rebuild in me the courage I forgot I had. I trust you with my future and with my fears. Then let your breath slow. Let grace find every fractured place. You are not starting over. You are being strengthened in silence, for something only mercy can prepare you to carry. Rest now. You're not alone in the rebuilding. There are nights when everything feels still, too still, when growth seems to have paused, when prayers feel unanswered, when your soul whispers, I should be further along by now. But God's message to you tonight is soft, sure, and sacred. You are rising, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. Psalm 91 doesn't promise you'll always feel His presence. It promises you have it. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. You are covered. You are being lifted. Even now, healing doesn't always feel like momentum. Sometimes it feels like breath, like stillness, like simply not giving up. Psalm 23 reminds us that the journey is not measured in leaps, but in steps. Yea, though I walk through the valley, walk, not sprint, not rush, not prove, walk. And when walking feels like the hardest thing you can do, it becomes the holiest thing you are doing. Your slow steps are still sacred. Your quiet faith still moves heaven. Your pauses still carry purpose. Dr. Anita Phillips beautifully reminds us that some growth happens so deep in the soil, we won't see the fruit until long after the roots are strengthened. And that's what God is doing in you tonight, not delaying you, but deepening you, strengthening you for the next season, grounding you in grace so you don't have to force fruit, you just have to abide. You may not have seen the sign you were hoping for, but maybe that's because God has been working on the inside, not the outside, whispering to your weariness, watering your roots, training your heart to trust even in silence. That's not stagnation, that's strength being born in secret. Pope Leo Kitchpert once said, "The soul that keeps rising through silence builds an altar in heaven." And that's what you've been doing, worshiping not with words, but with your willingness to keep going. With long life will I satisfy him and shew him my salvation. Psalm 91:16. Salvation doesn't just come in thunder, it comes in stillness, in rest, in the quiet miracle of not quitting. So tonight, don't measure yourself by what moved visibly, measure by what remained. Your breath, your faith, your trust. That's your altar. That's your ascent. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not buried. You are becoming. And what you feel as stillness, heaven calls strength. So let that be your lullaby tonight. Not the noise of progress, but the whisper of promise. Where have you let the absence of visible change steal your confidence in what God is doing? How can you honor the deep, invisible work happening in your soul? What if rising tonight looks like resting? Not because you're done, but because you're covered. Under his wings shalt thou trust. Psalm 91:4. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Psalm 23:4. With long life will I satisfy him, and show him my salvation. Psalm 91:16. Before you close your eyes, speak this aloud. God, I believe you are lifting me even when I can't see it. I rest in your rhythm, not my results. Then release your timeline. Lay down your measuring stick. Let grace be enough. And let this night mark the moment you stop chasing evidence and start embracing presence. You are rising, beloved. One breath, one prayer, one sacred night at a time. As night deepens and the noise of the day fades, a different kind of noise tries to take its place. The weight of tomorrow. What will I say? What if I mess up? What if I can't handle what's coming? The tension crawls across your chest, and somewhere between anxiety and exhaustion, a quiet question rises. What if I'm not enough for what's ahead? But tonight, God answers, not with pressure, but with peace. You don't need to be ready for everything. You just need to trust the one who is. Psalm 91 does not promise a path without uncertainty. It promises protection in uncertainty. He shall deliver thee. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Not your plans, not your preparation, his truth. And that truth holds firm tonight. Your tomorrow is still in God's hands, not in your stress, not in your strategy, in his hands. The same hands that molded mountains and still cradle your soul. Hands that wrote your story long before anxiety tried to edit it. Psalm 23 reassures your tired heart. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. That's not a suggestion, it's a promise. A divine guarantee that even if tomorrow brings questions, mistakes, or messy moments, mercy is already written into it. Mercy doesn't follow perfection. Mercy follows you. Pope Leo Casor once said, "The soul that surrenders tomorrow finds peace tonight." And maybe that's your invitation, not to predict or control what's next, but to rest in the arms of the one who already knows. God has not asked you to solve tomorrow. He's asked you to trust him with it. You don't need all the answers before you can sleep. You don't need a plan B before you exhale. You only need to remember this: God is already there. What if rest tonight became your act of worship? What if surrender became your spiritual strategy? This is not just poetic language, it's soul survival. Because the only way to walk in tomorrow's courage is to sleep in tonight's surrender. You are not weak because you're tired. You're not unfaithful because you are unsure. You are human, and you are his. The future may feel like too much, but it is never too much for God. He is not intimidated by your unknowns. He is not disappointed by your doubt. He is only waiting to whisper again, "I will be with you. I already am." So tonight, let the weight fall. Let your breath deepen. Let your spirit receive what your body has longed for. Peace, not because everything is solved, but because everything is surrendered. You are not late. You are not lost. You are held, and because of that, you can sleep. Sleep like someone who knows their future is not a burden, but a blessing already wrapped in grace. Where has fear about tomorrow been stealing your peace tonight? What would change if you truly believed God was already preparing your next step? How can you practice surrender as you lay down to rest? His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Psalm 91:4. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Psalm 23:6. Take therefore no thought for the morrow, for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Matthew 6:34. Before sleep, gently whisper this over your heart: God, I place tomorrow back into your hands. I choose rest over worry, surrender over control. Then let your head rest like someone who no longer needs to carry the future. Let grace be your pillow, let peace be your breath, and let sleep find you under the wings of a God who already sees what's next and calls it good. You've been strong for so long, too long, carrying burdens you never asked for, holding others together while breaking quietly on the inside, moving forward out of habit, not hope. And maybe tonight, for the first time in a while, you feel it, the exhaustion beneath the effort. But God's message is not another push, it's an embrace. Trust grace to carry what your strength cannot. Psalm 91 doesn't say you shall guard yourself. It says he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. You were never meant to be your own defender, your own healer, your own source of peace. God has already gone ahead of you, already commanded protection over you. You don't have to earn that covering, you just have to rest in it. There's nothing wrong with strength, But even strength has limits. Grace does not. Strength gets you through a season, grace rebuilds you in the middle of it. Psalm 23 whispers what your soul is too tired to say aloud. He maketh me to lie down. That's not a suggestion, it's holy intervention. God sees the pressure behind your eyes, the expectations weighing on your chest, the guilt that says, if I stop, everything will fall apart. And he answers gently, let me carry it now. Tonight isn't about doing more, it's about releasing more. It's the night you stop asking, how much more can I take, and start declaring, God, I don't have to take this alone. Dr. Anita Phillips says that rest is resistance to a culture that glorifies burnout. But in God's kingdom, rest isn't a retreat, it's a revival. It's how we remember that our value isn't in what we produce, but in whose we are. Pope Leo VI reminds us, the soul most secure is not the strongest, it is the one most surrendered. And surrender doesn't mean collapse, it means release. It means breathing instead of bracing. It means trusting that the God who created the stars can carry your schedule, that the God who holds the oceans can hold your emotion, that the God who spoke galaxies into motion knows how to calm your nervous system. He sees the quiet panic, the hidden fatigue, the ache to just not have to try so hard anymore. And he's saying, you don't have to. Let grace do what strength cannot. You are not your productivity. You are not your performance. You are a child under covering. And even when your hands are empty, grace is full. You've done enough. You are enough. Because he is enough. Soul, I doubt not as someone who failed to hold it all together, but as someone who finally realized they don't have to. Grace is holding you now. Let it. What burden are you silently holding that God has already offered to carry? In what ways has grace sustained you when your strength ran dry? What would it look like tonight to stop striving and simply surrender? If she shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. Psalm 91:11 maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Psalm 23:2 my grace is sufficient for thee. For my strength is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9 before sleep finds you, whisper this. God, I trust grace to carry what I can't. I rest, not because I've done enough, but because you are enough. Then let your breath deepen, let the weight fall. Let the night hold you like a sanctuary, and sleep not in surrender to exhaustion, but in surrender to grace. You're no longer carrying it alone. You never had to. There is a kind of rest reserved for the redeemed, not just the kind that silences your body, but the kind that stills your soul, a peace that whispers, you are no longer defined by what broke you. You are no longer chasing belonging. You are already home. And tonight, God's message for your spirit is this. Sleep like someone who has already been redeemed. Psalm 91 doesn't just protect you, it proclaims who you are. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. You are not pleading for redemption, you are living in it. Right now, even in your weariness, even in the unfinished places, you are not waiting to be loved. You are already chosen, already delivered, already held. Psalm 23 echoes this promise in a place you might not expect. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. My cup runneth over. That table wasn't set because you earned it. It was set because you belong. In the valley, in the shadow, in the middle of your mess. Redemption is not the reward of the perfect. It's the inheritance of the surrendered. And if you've turned toward God at all today, if even one breath tonight has whispered, I still believe, that's enough. Faith isn't measured in volume, it's measured in direction. You moved closer. That's grace. That's redemption in motion. You've spent so many nights trying to deserve what God already declared. Tonight, lay that burden down. You don't have to strive to be enough. You already are. Because Christ is. Grace is not a future prize. It is a present possession, and your name is already written in the story of the redeemed. Pope Leo XIV once said, "Redemption doesn't wait for worthiness, it awakens it." That's what tonight is about. Not earning, awakening to who you are, to what's already been paid, to the identity that fear tried to bury but grace resurrected. You are not fixing yourself, you are being formed. Not chasing wholeness, you are resting in it. Every breath tonight is permission to stop bargaining and start receiving. This night prayer is not a transaction, it's a homecoming, a sacred return to stillness, a place where nothing more is required of you, only this, to receive. Receive mercy, receive identity, receive belonging. Psalm 91 doesn't just promise protection, it promises satisfaction. With long life will I satisfy him and shew him my salvation. You are not just surviving, you are saved. Not just forgiven, you are fully known, fully loved, and fully kept. So rest, not like someone who's trying to belong, but like someone who already does. You are not in exile, you are embraced. You are not under judgment, you are under wings. And you are not alone, you are redeemed. What part of you is still trying to earn what grace has already given? How would it feel to rest tonight without needing to prove your worth? What truth about redemption can you hold on to as you fall asleep? Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. Psalm 91:14. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Psalm 23:5. In whom we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of sins. Ephesians 1:7. As your body begins to soften, whisper this over your heart. God, I rest as one redeemed. I don't need to earn tonight. I only need to receive. Then breathe in like someone forgiven. Exhale like someone set free. Close your eyes like someone who is already home, because you are. And grace will keep watch while you sleep. There is a sacred silence that descends at the end of a long day, not empty, but full. Full of all the prayers you whispered, full of all the grace that met you in your weakest moments, full of the quiet strength you didn't know you had until now. And in this fullness, God speaks. Not just comfort, but commission. Not just rest, but renewal. Tonight, he says, you are not only covered, you are called. This is more than the close of a day. It is the beginning of boldness. Psalm 91 ends not with soft retreat, but with divine declaration. With long life will I satisfy him and shew him my salvation. This isn't a passive promise, it's a benediction, a royal sending forth over those who have dared to be still in his presence, over those who laid down performance and picked up peace, over you. God isn't just tucking you into rest, he's preparing you to rise with purpose, not loud, not frantic, but with a fire that was forged in surrender. Psalm 23 paints the picture. Thou preparest a table before me. You've dined on truth, you've been fed by grace, and now you rise. You rise not to rush, but to walk forward with authority. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me. That's not just a comfort, it's your confirmation. You don't go into tomorrow empty. You go full of promise, of purpose, of peace. The boldness God is awakening in you tonight is not the kind that shouts. It's the kind that shows up quietly but cannot be shaken. It was built in the hush, in the healing, in the hours you thought you weren't growing, but grace was rebuilding. Pope Leo the Cassorian once wrote, "The soul that rests in mercy wakes with mission." And now, as the final words of this night prayer echo into stillness, you are not only resting, you are recommissioned. No more shrinking, no more shadow living, no more rehearsing regret. You are not too late, you are not too lost, you are not too broken. You are sent and you are shielded by Psalm 91. You are led by the shepherd of Psalm 23, and you are strengthened by the Spirit of the living God. What was once your silence is now your starting point. What once felt like a pause is now your permission to begin again. With boldness, tomorrow will not catch you unprepared. God has already gone ahead, and the same presence that met you here tonight will meet you again with the sunrise. But for now, your only task is to rest, not as someone unsure, but as someone sent. What part of you is being awakened tonight to live with boldness instead of fear? How is God turning your rest into readiness for what's ahead? What truth from this night's prayer will become your anthem in the morning? With long life will I satisfy him and shew him my salvation. Psalm 91:16. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Psalm 23:6. Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, for the Lord thy God is with thee. Joshua 1:9. As your final act before sleep, speak this aloud. God, I receive the benediction of boldness. I will not shrink. I will not stall. I rise again in grace with you. Then close your eyes, not with hesitation, but with holy confidence. The night has not just restored you, it has recommissioned you. Sleep now like someone chosen, because you are, and rise tomorrow like someone sent, because you will be.